All right, so as you can see, I've got one really fabulous eyebrow and then one that is not so fabulous eyebrow. And today's video is all about a couple of eyebrow techniques that I'm gonna share with you that are gonna blow your mind when it comes to filling in brows that you probably aren't doing, but should be doing. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer and I'm so glad that you are here today. Today's video, as you saw in the opening, is all about eyebrows. And I am here to teach y'all a couple of techniques that seriously make the biggest difference when you start filling in your eyebrows. You are not gonna wanna miss these tips. So before we get started, I do wanna ask, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I never ask you to hit the bell for notifications, but feel free to do that if you like doing such a thing. And follow me on other social media outlets that you love. I love Instagram and I love Pinterest in addition to YouTube. So be sure to follow me there, all at JennySue Makeup. Now let's get started with today's tutorial. These two techniques I'm gonna show you are actually very easy once you get the hang of it. And these are things that I tell all of my clients, whether they're in-person learning from me with a private lesson or they're a virtual lesson client, which I have one this afternoon. There's no doubt I will go over these couple of techniques for eyebrows with her when I get started, but these work for everybody. It doesn't matter what your eyebrows look like. These tricks will work to help you fill in your brows and live your best brow life. So let's go ahead and let me tell you what they are. Now, the first thing that you're gonna do is you want to get whatever medium you like in terms of filling in eyebrows, whether that be an eyebrow pencil, it can be an eyebrow powder, it can be a brow pomade, whatever. I do prefer to start off with a pencil if you can. And today I'm going to be using my Morphe Micro Brow Pencil, which y'all have no doubt heard me talk about. It is one of my favorites. It's $5. It's literally one of the best on the market and comes in a ton of great colors. I'll be using color Latte today. So make sure that you have your eyebrow pencil to start off with. I do prefer one with a spoolie on the end, which is this little handy little gadget on the end of the pencil. And I like these pencils because they are very, very fine tipped, which helps you create realistic brow hairs. Now, the first thing that you're gonna do when you create your best brow life is you want to do your 3 starting points for your eyebrow. It's almost like you're creating a grid. And so what you're gonna do is you are going to take your pencil and you're gonna take it and put it up against the side of your nostril to do these 3 points. And you wanna keep it there against the side of your nostril while you do this. So put it to the side of your nostril and start at the front part of your eye because you wanna create your starting point and where your first brow hair should start. Obviously, you don't want it to start way over here and you don't want it to start way over here. It should start right straight up and down by the nostril. And so you'll take your pencil and then you'll put just a little dot right there to where you want your brow to begin. Then you want to do your arch. And so your arch is always, if you make sure you keep that pencil by your nostril, take it to a little bit towards the outer corner of your pupil. You don't want it to go right straight up and down of your pupil because then your arch will be too much in the middle of your brow. You want it to be a little off center. So go a little bit to the outside of your pupil and then create your little dot for your arch right there. And then for your third little dot, you want to keep it at your nostril and then take it to the end of your actual eyeball. And that is where the tail of the brow should end. And you're going to put your little end point right there. So you've got your 3 points and your starting grid. That is how you want to start your eyebrow shape. Now, this next trick, nobody ever does this. And I don't know why, because it works so flawlessly. So whenever I tell a client to do this, they're always like mind blown. Like, I can't believe how much better this makes my brows look. So now you're gonna take your pencil, you're gonna flip it to the other side, and you're gonna use the spoolie. And so what I want you to do, what women typically do, is they take their brow hairs and they push them up to start filling in. I don't want you to do that. I actually want you to take the spoolie and push those brow hairs downward. The reason behind that is I want you to expose the top side of the roots of your brows. We really want to kind of work with what nature gave us on our face because then they're gonna look really, really crazy if you try to go off the grid creating something that's not already there. So by using the roots of your brow hairs, you're gonna start connecting them with little bitty short strokes, starting with that first dot that you created in the front part of the eyeball. You're gonna just start connecting that starting point and connecting the roots of those brow hairs as they grow right up to that middle arch dot. Then you wanna start connecting the brow hairs downward to where they go to that last dot on the outer corners of the eye. That creates your stencil on the upper part of your eye bed. The reason you wanna do that is a lot of women start underneath and then they go underneath to start filling in, and that lowers the brow which looks kind of masculine. You want everything to look lifted when you're doing your eyebrows. That's why I suggest always starting with the upper part of the brow, creating that stencil on top to give you that lifted eye. Then, once you've done that, obviously it looks weird to have your eyebrows, you know, going downward, because that's not naturally how they want to do. Then you'll take your spoolie, once you've created that stencil, and it looks crazy, I know it, to have that line on the top. Hang in there with me. So then you take your spoolie and you're gonna wanna push upward and have those brows going upwards or out, however they wanna go, kind of, you know, I like a wild and woolly brow. So push them straight up, blending those hairs into that top line. Then you wanna start going underneath with your pencil and connecting the underside of the brow hairs, starting with the first one on the bottom root, and then just start connecting them and filling them in on the underneath side. And obviously your brows need to trail off and get thinner as you go towards the tail, creating that little tail at the end. Then once you've done that, keep blending through the product with a spoolie. It'll make your eyebrows look a lot more realistic. And then just fill in any bare spots where you can see skin showing through on that eyebrow so that they look all nice and full. Then you should be done. Create your 3 points: first point, arch point, tail point, brush the brow hairs downward, connect those 3 points on the top first, then flip those eyebrow hairs back up, then go on the underneath side and fill in as usual, and then you've got your best brows. Now, here's my thing. If you make a mistake, no big deal. Have those Q-tips handy. They're like the best. You can use a regular Q-tip. I do love the pointy Q-tips as well. Once you've done both eyebrows, I always suggest you go back and take a look at both of them together and then kind of clean them up where you see fit, depending on how full or how thin you want your brows to look. This is like your best cleanup tool. And then just kind of go underneath the brow, shape it up. You can even, you know, go right along the edge to give it a nice, sharp and defined look. And when you're doing your eyebrows, one thing I remind everybody, all women, is that your eyebrows, just like your eyes, are sisters. They are not twins. So do not get too caught up in them looking exactly alike. This eyebrow is naturally lower than this one. And you can probably see it when you're looking at me. They are not super duper symmetrical. Yes, you want to get your eyebrows looking as symmetrical as possible, but don't get too caught up in that because they're sisters, not twins. And they should just look nice and full and tidy. That is kind of the ultimate goal with eyebrows. So that is it for today's tutorial. I hope that those 2 little techniques will help you out next time you're filling in your eyebrows. I promise you, once you do both of those, you'll never turn back and you'll never want to do your eyebrows any other way because they'll just look so good, I promise. And I would love to hear in the comments below if you try these techniques out. If you've never tried to do your eyebrows this way, I would love to hear how it worked out for you. And if you have any questions, of course, anything about the products I use, I will leave them in the description below. I mean, really, it's just this Morphe pencil. It's my favorite. It's $5. Like I said, I used color latte, but they come in a ton of colors. I will leave it in the description box below. And until the next video, I will see y'all later. Bye. And I'll get a bang trim so maybe you can actually see my eyebrows next time I do a video. Probably should have made that little disclaimer. I do have eyebrows, even though you can't tell because my bangs are so long. And it's time to get a bang trim. But I will still fill in my eyebrows even if you can't see my bangs. It's a personal thing, because what if the wind blows and then my eyebrows are exposed and I didn't fill them in? That would be tragic. So, eyebrows always done. Okay.